Hello and welcome to this video where I'm gonna show you the Twitter warm-up protocol for year 2025. I've been working on this for about 2 to 3 months. I've been doing ridiculous tests, testing out hundreds of different accounts, different warm-up routines, and right now I'm gonna give it all to you in a simple document and a quick explanation guide so that you can do it yourself. Okay, so the preface here is that Twitter has made a few changes where a lot of the, I would say, quote unquote bot accounts, the accounts you're not really actively using, you're just going to use them for outreach, have started landing in the additional request folder. You might notice this with some of your accounts, and so this has been the goal, to get them out of the request folder, as well as just warm up new accounts. Now, during this process, I've been able to reduce the ban rate on these bot accounts drastically. So I'm doing it even if the accounts are landing in the normal request folder, because it just helps the account long term, and it just makes it really easier later on to scale this type of operation. So it's really simple. I'm gonna go over it, but let me just show you what was the main issue. So this issue, by the way, is not as significant for personal accounts. Now, if you have used your Twitter account in the past, you've engaged with a lot of people, you've been sending out messages before, maybe you've been using it for months, years, most likely your account is landing in normal request folder. And what I mean by that is here. Okay, so message request. This is the bread and butter. This is where you want to land. And nowadays you will see an opportunity here because, as I said, a lot of these people, they don't know how to get the accounts out of request folder. I'm the only one telling you this right now. And I'm telling you that almost no one knows how to get their accounts out of the spam folder. So you don't have to share this with anyone. The strategy is actually gonna, like, the way they set it up is right now that anyone that's not landing in the spam folder is getting crazy results because there are way less people doing the messages, and that's how the feel is right now. Okay, so right here, this is the normal request folder. So anytime someone messages you, you get notified if it lands right here. Now, if it lands in the additional request folder, you have no way of knowing, okay? And what happens in many cases, if you have an older account, you are most likely have already received hundreds and hundreds of message requests in the past, and so you would have to scroll all the way down just to get and check the additional request folder. So as you can imagine, most people landing in this folder are getting close to no results because the exposure to their DMs from the users that are receiving the messages is just very, very minimal, because most of them either don't even know that this exists or just don't check it regularly. So that's pretty much it. You don't want to be here, you want to be here. So this warm protocol is primarily designed to do that, as well as keep the account healthy long term. You can even do this for a new personal account. So if you're setting up if you're just starting out on Twitter, you want to make sure your account is going to stay healthy long term, this is what you do. Okay, so there's just one daily routine do you follow for 7 days, and then your account is gonna be pretty much safe. So even if your account's already landing in the spam folder, even if your account's already not in good shape, you can still do it. You can still do it on your account. Nowadays, I figured out there's not a huge difference between aged accounts and fresh accounts, so you can even use fresh accounts, which is something that was not really common before. So it doesn't really matter the age of account right now. And so let's go through it. So basically what you do is you just post on like these numbers can be adjusted a little bit. So I'm later going to show you. So for example, right here, this is an automation that's doing this warm up, and the ranges are a little bit adjusted. I'm going to explain it to you. So right here, three retweets a day. This can be like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 or 2 to 4, something around like along this range. Or tweets per day, like 5 to 10 likes, 5 to 15 likes a day. Scroll the feed for 15 minutes, that's also very important. That just gets the account like a green flag in the algorithms when you're active on it and when you're active scrolling. If you think about what the users are really doing on the platform, most of the users are not really posting any content. That's why there's no like post here, post there. It's just not really the case for most users, so they don't really track for that. Okay, now what I've also added in some of my testings and I'm currently doing is like 3 to 5 comments a day. I did some other things that I'm still testing out, but like these should be the bare minimum. I'm not giving you a laundry list of what possibly you can do. I'm just giving you the essentials, okay? So these three things are should be essential. Now, there is not 100% correlation between the DM, the spam inbox, and activity. Although in some cases I found out that like you are more likely to get out of spam if you do this, and like in either case you want to do it on the account so that they are preserved long term. So then if you want to do some cold outreach campaign messages on, I don't know, to like XReacher, that's where you want your account to be able to sustain long-term sending, because that's where you can get the compounding effect. Okay, so then the next very important protocol is the message requests. Okay, so that's like essentially the bread and butter, and that's probably gonna be not as easy for most of you guys. So feel free to reach out to me on Telegram. I can help you warm up your accounts if you want to. I'm gonna leave it down below. But essential for this, you need 14 burner accounts. So this can be any accounts that you maybe buy from buying on platforms like X Market, where you can just go here, go Twitter, and just sort it by price. And as you can see, like it's below $1, and you can get like really cheap accounts here that you can do this with. Okay, I'm not gonna go too much into detail to set that up. You may need to use proxies, but feel free to reach out to me. I might make another video just for this, but that's essentially what you need. So the goal here is accept 2 new message requests every single day. Now, if you have a personal account, or if you have an account and don't have these 14 burner accounts, what I recommend you to do right now is start following big accounts in this, like in a lot of industries. So you may start following Hormozis, you may find, like, start following people that are being reached out to, because what happens is people are scraping their followers and they might reach out to you. And you want this to happen actually, because you want to accept the message requests, reply to it. Ideally, you want to engage in a back and forth conversation that really showcases to Twitter that you've been engaging in a lot of conversations before, you've been getting messaged from other users, so your account is more likely to be high value, and that's what you want to do. Okay, you can also change keywords in your bio ideally, so it maybe has like CEO, founder, whatever the keywords that may be targeted by those people if you don't have these burner accounts. So maybe it's going to take a little bit longer for you to warm the accounts, because you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait for the message requests. But yeah, this is the way to do it. Now you can also switch all your accounts to creator mode. I've used to believe that this was like really the reason why you were not landing in spam folder. Now I don't feel that's like 100% the case, but still always a good thing to do. So you can go here, just switch to professional, switch to creator mode, and that also increases the chances of you landing in there. Now the next one that's not mentioned here, the account should be verified. Okay, the account should have blue checkmark verification. That means the $8 per month verification. Just gonna make sure it can stay out of spam inbox long term, because you can do it on unverified accounts, but I've seen that like in many cases after few days of sending messages they go back into spam folder, but in the verified accounts that's simply not the case. So you want to do that, and yeah, now once you do all of this, once you do this for a week, by the way, for the daily warm-up routine, what I'm using right now is tool MKTX. I don't know how to pronounce it, but essentially what it does this whole warm-up for me. Now it only does the interactions for me. So as you can see here, scrolling, it's following, it's liking other users and doing exactly the thing. I don't have to really do anything. I can just run it, and it's running on hundreds of accounts for me every single day. I'm gonna record a video on that in the future. It's a little more complicated to set this up, but once you have it, extremely simple to do. For the DM warm-up protocol, what I do is I use ads power. Okay, I use ads power, and then I have this simple, it's called RPA, robot process, and I just have it set up. So this one is that I accept DMs, so I use XReacher to send out DMs to my accounts, and then I use this simple automation to accept all of the DMs I received that day on the accounts and reply to them. So I also have this process automated because I'm warming up hundreds of accounts at the same time, and this is just the way to do it. So feel free to reach out to me about that as well, because that's just too much for this one simple video. But yeah, post warm up, like by day 8, your accounts are not gonna should not land in the spam anymore. How you do it, how you try to do it, try to see if they are not landing in the spam is either you reach out to your friend that you have not reached out to on Twitter, or you reach out to one of like burner accounts that you have not contacted before, and see if you're landing in the additional request folder or the standard request folder. Okay. After you're landing in the normal request folder, you can start scaling your account with DMs per day. So then you would connect it to, I don't know, Xreacher. I'm not going into how this all thing work, but just like you can use the standard warm-up process here. That's going to take you from 10 DMs a day until about all the way up to like 450. So it's going to just scale up the messages every single day. So your account has the lowest chance of getting suspended. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Use the code warmup if you want to get 20% discount from any extra subscription. That's just for you that you watch the entire video. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or ideally put it into comments so other people can also see, and I'll record a new video about it if you have something that I could record about. So in our case, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.